Week 10 Bus Adventures.
This week's video is a bit of a different format than usual because I combined weeks 9 and 10. I combined them because we spent the first half of week 9 in an Airbnb in Salt Lake City, just relaxing, recharging. I didn't do anything worthy of taking videos. We really just stayed and slept, relaxed, all that fun stuff. The second half of week 9 and all of week 10, we explored Utah. So we hit 3 of the 5 big national parks in Utah. And this video is not exactly day by day like it normally is. I was focusing on making itinerary videos for this trip instead of the small things. So I'm just going to take highlights from each national park and put them together. So yeah. It's a little different, but still getting our stuff out there. The first part of this video takes place in Moab, Utah, which is where we spent about 5 days. We stayed in this open land that was about 15 minutes from Arches National Park and 30 minutes from Canyonlands National Park. Being so close to these parks gave us plenty of time to explore, so here's our highlights from Arches.
Sand dune arch. All
right, so we made it to the arch. This is the size of it. It's pretty neat. But as we're standing here, we are getting blown by sand. It's coming everywhere. Like a child, Devin's just walking and kicking up all the sand.
Here we are at Broken Arch.
Arch number 2. And the reason why it's called Broken Arch is when you're over here, you can see a line right there that splits the arch. And last but not least, we made it to Tapestry Arch. Devin just dropped my water bottle lid. It was probably the most rigorous of the 3 to get to, but it's a really cool site because it's just this giant area up here, and then you can see this formation right there, and then you look back, you have the whole horizon in front of you. Do it again.
Here we are at Landmark Arch.
It's huge.
It's a pretty big one.
It's massive. Pretty breathless right now. I can't even lie.
We've walked a mile.
But it's very thin up on the top, so it makes me wonder just how delicate Arch is. So we're on our way to Double O. We were gonna take the regular trail. Oh my God. Is that what we're about to have to do? Oh my God, I'm gonna die. What I was gonna say was, this is the primitive trail and we don't see the actual trail. And primitive just means obviously scrambling and climbing on uneven surfaces and your cliff edges.
Come on, Em. Let's go. Scaling rocks. Come on, we got it, team. Just hiking, you know. It's not bad at all. Cool view from behind. Sheesh.
Alright, so we're at the very top of this area. Let's get blown away by this wind. It's crazy. Hold up your arms. Blow away. We should be probably half a mile to Double O. Dang. Crazy. We're just walking on this little path right here. Not too long on this side.
All right, we made it all the way to Double O Arch. There's 1, there's 2.
Soon to be a 3rd.
It took us, it was 2.3 miles. It took us 58 minutes, but that included some, yeah, there was a lot of climbing involved. It was very windy, very small pass. It was fun though.
It's a good time.
Someone's a little out of breath.
I've been out of breath since we started.
It was fun. And just about 0.2 miles off the main trail is another arch, Partition Arch. Well worth it, great views. And another side quest that we had on this little trail is Navajo Arch. It was about 0.3 miles off, and it's really cool. I don't know if you can hear me echoing, but I am echoing. We have a reflection in the water, we're in between the rocks. For being such short distances off the main trail, I think it's very well worth it to do.
So we're almost there, I think. Got a really cool view on our way down. All right, so we made it to Delicate Arch. Devin and I agreed that Landscape Arch looked a little bit more delicate. It was a really tough trip up here. It lasted 36 minutes and we went about 1.5 miles, 1.6 miles. But it's nice to see the view. It's really cool up here. There's just all this open space. We then spent 2 days in Canyonlands National Park, and while it was awesome, it was not nearly as cool as Arches, so I don't have as much to highlight of that. We made it to Mesa Arch, and honestly, after being at Arches National Park, it's not impressive size-wise, but what is impressive is this view through it. This is a side view of the arch, and you can see just how steep that entire wall is going down into the canyon. All right, so these are the granaries. This is what the Pueblos use to store food, water, seeds, and so on and so forth. We read a sign that said typically they covered up these openings with like mud or clay in order to hide them from their competition of other people traveling. That's all I have to say. We aren't completely sure if we made it, but the view is awesome. It's really cool. While we did enjoy the national parks, we also enjoyed the area of Moab as well. We spent a lot of times around a fire. One morning, we even happened to catch a hot air balloon taking off, which Devin and I had never seen in person before, so it was an awesome sight to catch. We had a great time going to restaurants in town and enjoying the local foods, and we were there for Halloween, and I couldn't resist the urge to dress up and act like it was a normal Halloween.
Trick or treat.
Happy Halloween! A little goofy, but when you're bored in a desert, you gotta do what you gotta do to stay busy. Okay, after that, we headed to Torre, Utah, which was right next to Capitol Reef National Park. So we spent 2 days in that park as well. Here are our highlights. All right, so we made it to the top. I have to be quiet because everyone's quiet up here. And we're on the back side of it. I don't think I've been kind of on this side of the arch before, but it's just absolutely massive. Huge drop downs. This was definitely unique because we walked cliffside almost the entire time. We're on top of the arch right now, and this is what it looks like over. So, okay, that's about where we were. And you keep going and going and going, and I'm not leaning further anymore, so I'm gonna zoom. Absolutely terrifying. Ah! Perspective of size. And here we go. Little Devin. Big wall. One place I was really looking forward to going to was Gifford House, but I saw online that it was closed for season, but they are well known for selling pies, and they were open, so I got a mixed berry pie, and I'm gonna try it later. Coming at you live later, not from the park. I'm halfway through the pie. So I think the berries in here are like blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry. Anyways, it's delicious. I could easily eat this whole thing. And I just might. Something we realized along the way of going through these 3 parks is they're all really similar with the rock features, the colors, the desert landscape, but they're all so unique in their own way, and we found that so interesting. We are at Hickman Ridge. I can't remember the name of it. I think Devin's favorite part of that entire trip was the fact that he could hear his echo so well when we were at Hickman Bridge. I learned what the name of it was later. I'm not sure why I forgot. After this, we did spend some time looking at petroglyphs, which is just carvings in the rocks. And I tried my best to point out some of them, but you may have to pause and zoom if you can. But there is a lot of animals. And then towards the end, it looked to me like a family. I'm not completely sure, though. I can't interpret rock carvings, but it was an awesome sight to see. After all our hiking, we went to one of the 2 restaurants that are open in Torre, and one thing Devin and I talk about all the time is how much we miss our food in Houston. Although it is only November 3rd, I did decorate the bus for Christmas because we're only going to be in here midway through December. So I thought, why not set up our decorations now? Got some stuff going around the door and over here, and our little decorations, a pillow, a Christmas hat, mini trees, and Christmas calories don't count. Our last travels of the week were to Kodachrome Campsite, which is near Bryce Canyon National Park. So the only downside to our campsite is we don't have signal there, and I didn't plan ahead and make our itinerary for where we're going tomorrow. Oops. And Devin's also planning, where we're going, where we're staying. So we had to drive in town, and now we're just sitting in some random park, getting stuff done. It's a beautiful day. It's a cute little park moment. Devin working hard. Ironically, after we drove 30 minutes back to our campsite, we realized that the visitor center had Wi-Fi, so we sat in these really cute hammock chairs and worked on more stuff. And we got to end the week with a beautiful sunset. This is the view from the window by our bed. I don't often get to appreciate a good sunset from here, but it's nice when we get to see them every so often.
All right, highs and lows this week. First off, we're going to start with my low. It is that the Astros lost the World Series, and that was pretty disappointing. Obviously want to see your team do well, but they're a good team. They'll be back next year. Hopefully it'll be our time then. And then second, my high is visiting all these national parks. It's just unreal seeing all these parks and what they have to offer, and it's just sites that are very new to me and Emma, I believe. And yeah, it's just such awesome terrain out there and just beautiful places, and it makes me want to be like, what national park are we going to next? Because they're all so different but so amazing, and I don't know, it's just awesome to see. And I'm glad that we are getting to travel to these places and do these kind of things, and it's been a really fun week, that's for sure.
My high for this week is definitely going to 3 out of the 5 national parks. We're hitting the other 2 next week. I think my favorite was Arches. It was just really cool to see all the different rock formations. It was huge, so many different trails. It had a lot to offer. I loved it. My low would be my health has just kind of been off this week. Starting just at the end of the week, I haven't been feeling great, so hopefully that just goes away. I can rest and relax and feel like myself soon. Cosmo's high for the week is that when we were in Salt Lake City, he got to get a bath, some grooming done, and he has that cute little bandana that you see right there. Cosmo's low for this week is that we didn't let him run rampant into the woods and eat random sticks. Aww.